from the government, and I'm here to help.
Take a look, it's in a book.
Some members of the community use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda.
Let's watch Figure It Out.
Welcome back to the We Figured It Out podcast. We are the End of Days best friends. I'm your boy, Michael.
And I'm Matt.
And today we're going to have a little party on why the fuck there's division in the world. Now, there's always division in the world, right?
Amen, brother.
Most recently, though, we want to talk about a little red versus blue drama.
Ever since she ate the fruit, bro.
What if it wasn't red versus blue and like the fruit was fucking, it was that the whole time, men versus women?
It's just good versus evil, bro.
He didn't mean that, ladies. We love you, but you
No,
are.
they were she was talking to a serpent, wasn't she?
Yeah,
That's what you get.
you don't got to question that. We all know that.
Sometimes you just need to listen.
Who are you? Don't look up at the sky like that. That's bad news, bears. Anywho, right? We're gonna talk politics tonight. I feel like we always kind of get geopolitical, but we never really be like, we're not sides people, you know?
No. Like, I mean, my side is, I don't know, just
Every time when you like lean back and put your hand on your chin, your fucking camera, dude. People don't listen to our episodes.
Like,
They're gonna,
ooh.
yeah. Yes. It's like deep thought, which is perfect, right? But anyway, red versus blue, you know, we get Republican, Democrat, which I kind of wanted to look up, you know, because they were all left versus right is how we get it, or red versus blue, or Republican versus Democrat. And I'm like, you know, so we're going to get into where all that shit comes from. You know, you get red versus blue on the news, red versus blue.
Like, I mean, the line, there used to be like, you're more conservative, you're more liberal, which was like the line, and like the line like grew, but now it's just you are here or
Bro, can we be honest here for a second? I feel like if you're red, you're MAGA. If you're blue,
have to be.
if you're blue, you're like gay, right? They make you like
Basically,
you're into trannies. Yeah.
yeah. Like, I
That's-
mean, that's where it goes every time. It's
It really
funny.
does.
I mean, you could sit back and look at every comment section, and that's basically what it is. It's like, dude, you can't even make like a right or left-leaning comment without somebody being like, "Oh, well, you just love Joe Biden," like because you have a more liberal view versus, like, "Oh, you think people should be allowed to smoke weed? Oh, you must like the taste of dick." You know?
Or it's like they're like, oh, you got Trump derangement syndrome. That's all it is. And it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
nah, dude, I'm just saying they had files where they're fucking kids.
And the other side's like, like, hey, I think, everybody should own a gun. They're like, whoa, you voted for Trump. You're a piece of shit. You support pedophiles. Like,
Oh yeah, you want ICE running through your country?
yeah.
Didn't those motherfuckers shoot a guy again the other day? They did. That's how crazy the world is now, dude. We don't even hear about that anymore when it was a fucking problem.
Nah, dude, school shootings go to like the back page now too.
That's terrible, dude. Um, dude, politics are crazy too, right? You get your families argue about it. You like people don't even be friends over that shit sometimes.
Dude, like, I mean, it used to be like something you didn't kind of bring up around family and stuff just because you like I don't know if it was just faux pas or there was just like that honest like no, they're very left and we're very right, so we just don't talk that, you know?
We were having a conversation. I can't remember who I was with, or no, I was at work, and these two of my like other coworkers, they're pretty young though. So I was like, man, bro, you didn't even like talk about politics, right? We were having this same conversation, and I was all, nobody ever did until George Bush versus Al Gore, right? And they needed all those like recounts and the chads and the paper punch outs and all that shit back in 2000. And then all of a sudden people were like, I'm Al Gore, I'm Republican or Democrat. And
Yeah.
it got fucking crazy, I feel like then.
Yeah, like I feel like didn't they say that Ross Perot got Clinton elected, right? That
Yeah.
was like the whole like but like dude, if you look back to when we had covered what was that? The oh my goodness, the Athens thing. That's when you had to pay to go to the polls. And
What?
yeah, dude, like you had to go pay your tax in order to go vote. There was
Oh,
a
that
poll
doesn't
tax.
that's what they're fucking trying to
And
make it now, I feel like.
and y- but usually the party would pick that up for you if you attributed yourself to whichever party, right?
So they could buy votes. I mean,
Essentially.
I
But then
guess they're
again,
not buying votes
dude,
because
like
the person
I
had to
guess
come there.
like here's my thing is like if I went and set up as a Democrat, I could go vote in like all your primaries and fuck you over every time. Like, why don't you guys ever play offense? You know?
That's a pretty good fucking idea, right?
Or
Just
but like
screw all the
in
primaries.
that, like you just like, hey, go like these guys are all gonna go vote for me because I just voted like because I just bought their stuff and like meanwhile the other people are like, no, that guy's going broke right now. He's voting for me.
You're
They're
trying to
just letting
convince
him,
them.
yeah, they're just sitting there letting him pay the poll tax on everybody. That's cool.
Hell yeah. Just just screw it in. We're like, no, we're all actually voting for the last pick Democrat. Um, dude, I wanted to get into because like, yeah, we call it certain things and they do certain things, but like when the fuck did people really go, yeah, we'll let other people rule us, instead of being like, oh, we need somebody where we can help manage all our systems and whatnot, we went to, oh yeah, you could just make our choices, you know, tell us how to govern decisions.
I don't know is if I like the word leaders, dude. I don't like leaders. Like, aren't they our fucking representatives?
They're supposed to be,
We have
but
a
then,
bunch of pedophiles representing us.
dude, like most of human history, all right, okay,
Is that a good
let's,
representation of you?
yeah, no,
That takes some deep reflection, you know?
there wasn't even governments in, like, bro, if you put history in a timeline, we've barely had any time with an actual government. It was more like tribes and bands, is
Yeah,
what
we're
we
still
lived
the
versus longer.
experiment, isn't it?
Very much so, dude.
We're the only nation in the world that knows like our national anthem. I was just watching a British guy that's like, we can sing you like the first line because of soccer, and that's like half their country can do that.
Yeah. I
But like he found it like fascinating, like because he was watching like a swim meet. I don't know if it was in the Olympics or what it was, but like the dude like the mic cuts out on him, and of course the crowd just takes over,
oh shit.
and like it's always the same, you know.
Hmm.
Like we've
Oh
all
yeah.
done it 1,000 times, you know. It's just so natural for us, and like for them to like to step back and look at how other countries view us and like our nationalism, like that we truly have as like a nation. Like, yeah, dude, I love that. But like now I can't be a nationalist because that's bad, you know?
I know. Somehow if you're a nationalist, you're racist.
Yeah. Which I mean, okay, I'm also a constitutionalist, you know, in that like I believe that we should adhere to that thing very close.
Oh
Putting
yeah.
things in it and you know, like I
I
feel
believe
like
that too.
laws like need sunset clauses and everything else, man. Like,
Then they get all crazy and they're like, oh, there's too many people and too many situations and circumstances. It's like, dude, that who cares, you know? Like those are bad apples or whatever they fuck they want to call it. You know, you can't punish it all. Dude, so like in old times, right, when they barely had governments and all this shit, you know, and it was like tribes and they used elders and whatnot. There was this British there is this British anthropologist, Robin Dunbar, dude. And it's Dunbar's number. And it's the idea that humans only maintain stable social relationships no bigger than 150 people. But like no smaller than 50 either. Weird, right?
Throughout
I think
what period? Like, I mean, like,
that,
is that like in like a throughout
yeah,
your life or like day to day? Or I mean, it's like 150. Fuck all that. Like, I don't want to talk to that many people. That seems
no,
even 50. Like,
I
nah.
think that would be the whole tribe, right? Like the whole town.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't talk to all of them. Um, you know, because the power structures were different with those. We're talking small tribes and shit, you know. So the leaders were we're gonna call them leaders still, but they were this word worked for that back then because they were like respected elders, you know.
They were definitely
A
more
leader,
leaders. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Like they're following him, right? We don't
skilled
follow
hunters.
our leaders, right?
No, Trump's not anything. What is he doing? Right? There's not, dude. In the old way, it was like you didn't
What
have red
is
and blue.
of the people? Like just omit that whole part.
Well, if you look, right, exactly what we're talking about, tribes, they were of the people. You know, your leader knew how to hunt. They knew like, or spiritual leadership, you know, or they knew how to govern things. It was always something like that, you know, or a family council, you know, a little bit of everything.
Right.
And
Right.
you don't have that with that, dude. Everybody's picking some random fucking person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, did Trump know JD Vance 10 years ago? Okay, hold on. That's probably a crazy loaded question if everything's really fixed and rigged too.
Right. Right.
Um, also though, there weren't like bureaucracies and laws back then either, you know, or armies waiting to fucking go to war. So that makes a huge difference on like structure. So we got to point that out. And authority, you know, like reputation and trust was a big thing for authority back then. You know, you didn't have to like take power as we kind of see today. Um,
Yeah, that was like I mean, that was a big Roman thing, right? I mean, were they no? I mean, was Egypt the first ones where you could just kind of take it? Like if you killed the king, you could like the king like was that lineage was done. Like
I
as long
feel,
as you killed enough of the lineage too, or whatever. I don't know and all
it
that.
should still work like that while we're on this topic, by
Like
the
long
way.
live the queen, but you're also democracy. That's weird.
That's so weird. What? I mean, yeah, how can you really have like a president and then a leader? You know, like the supreme leader is the Ayatollah in Iran, but they have a president. It's like, and imagine how fucked that job is, dude. Like, you're the president, so the people want you to be for the people, but like, you better do what the supreme leader says too. You're probably going to prison.
Yeah.
You're just lose lose.
Yeah.
Mm. Did you know the Sand people of Southern Africa? Right, we're still talking old tribe bands. Their societies operated with
Houthis? Did they later become the Houthis?
they might have sand, not sand.
Oh, gotcha. Sand.
Close, probably lower Africa.
They threw the D on later.
Yeah, dude. They were egalitarian values, egalitarian. There you go. Like if someone tried to take them over, the group would mock or isolate them until they stopped. So you weren't allowed to like take over, right? That was their structure. Nope, we have this elder, we've put him in. You'll be isolated from the tribe if you try to
overthrow them,
interfere.
basically.
Yes. The peer pressure, right? That's the best way to say it, I guess. Kept you from being a fucking moron. But it was small, right? That's why Dunbar's number kind of says 150 people, because you got 10,000. Good luck fucking shunning someone.
And
How
I
shunned
guess
am I?
that works with Genghis Khan's example. Like he just kept the towns being small towns. He didn't come through and be like, "No, I'm in charge of you." He's like, "Well, either that or all of these other towns are going to come together and beat your ass." So, I mean, you can be a part of this whole thing or get your ass beat. That's your choice.
How shitty too to just be bullied into stuff, right?
But like he had it down though, kind of with that, at least even in that day. And then I got to like, dude, they could pass messages fast, like fast. Like
how?
their version of like the Pony Express, just they had it eat hundreds of years before us.
That's true. And yeah, they were smart enough to make like a chain of that shit. So right, couple hours.
Yeah, and like you'd run in and like change out your horse and then run through and then just keep running until then like each village, right? You catch a new horse or whatever until you're tired and then you just hand off the thing until like, hey dude, have fun.
It's crazy how much like of that stuff is logistics.
Oh yeah. It's 100% logistics, right? That's how they like essentially won or lost. You had to stop in the damn desert because your horse can't eat.
They were saying like to save that fucking fighter jet pilot or weapons operative or whoever it was that was in the jet with the pilot that they lost for 2 days or whatnot.
Yeah.
A Wizzo, whatever the fuck that is.
Weapon safety officer.
What the fuck was I getting at? I can't even remember. Oh, they were saying, yeah, like logistics. They literally built like a place in the mountains there to fly in our shit to go look for him. It was like, oh,
the
fuck.
C-130s just to land to later blow them up. Yeah, dude, like when I say they will move heaven and earth, cost isn't an issue. Like we'll blow up perfectly good airplanes to come save you.
Yeah, that shit's wild.
Millions.
They did blow those. They were trying to say.
Think about how many years you'd have to give up your presidential salary to pay for just that mission.
Yeah, they should
have to be the president for next 3 centuries.
What do you earn? $400K a year, and you're blowing up $2 billion jets.
Well, I think they were just C-130s because they just had a little Blackhawk thing or the.
No, fuck no. What's that F-35 cost that they lost?
Oh no, dude, the one that they lost was at F-15E.
Yeah, but they said that, and then my boy sent me. He was like, "Bro, look at the tail of the downed aircraft they're posting," and then he sent me pictures of the F-35, and they're that same fat ass tail. And the 15 he sent me a picture of was like a skinny one, and the downed aircraft was a big old fat tail. I was like, "Are we fucking lying?" But probably. That's how propaganda works.
Is the 35 a 2-seater? I don't know. I don't know enough about it.
Don't they all probably have a Wizzo or whatever you call them?
Not all of them.
They just,
I have no fucking clue. 4 people, 5. I don't know. There's a
what
lot
the
in
fuck?
The bone. Yeah, there's a lot in the bone.
See, I know nothing about this. I'm so terrified of those things because of how little they are. And anyways, that was way sideways.
Yeah, we went way off red versus blue.
Okay, the Iroquois, okay? They were like the Haudenosaunee Confederacy. That was a very hard word. I had to look that shit up a couple times, like the breakdown.
That was awesome.
Yeah, hit it right on the bam. Somebody could tell me if I'm wrong.
I'll be like, oh, actually.
Tell me if I'm wrong out there. While you subscribe, we're still looking for 100. 3 episodes now. I've said that too. Anywho, or it was also known as
the like button or whatever you're supposed to do.
There you go. See, Matt's getting into it now.
Yeah.
We're turning him into a social media.
Get real intimate with that like button.
There you go. Not on our page though. That's weird.
Yeah.
Um,
Do that
they
on your
d-
own time.
the Iroquois League developed a political system before like the Europeans had even gotten to them. Okay, and they used clan mothers. And the chiefs served as the representatives of the people rather than rulers above them. But the clan mother, like, I'm pretty sure she was probably like Chonkla mom, you know. She
Yeah.
was like, if you're not gonna be a good chief, we're fucking
I'm gonna
spanking.
should probably dehead you, like just
Yeah, Indians were crazy, bro.
they weren't a nice people.
No,
None
they
of
still
them. Like
they say right up there in Wyoming was like the most violent one. Like the Crow people. All they literally served
I
no
thought
other purpose but to fight.
was it the Comanches that were the assholes? Dude, they bullied all the other Indians. Like just
Apaches too. Because
yeah,
Apache
but
was
they
like
were all
crazy
assholes.
horse.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, who was like the biggest asshole? I mean, just depended on where you live.
All right. Intimate story, I guess. One
Same
time
story as like when you get older, I guess.
I went to jail with a giant Indian, and he was the coolest motherfucker, but the dumbest motherfucker. I'm gonna say that right now. He was probably like, dude, I'm pretty tall and big. He was fucking like 6'10, 400 pounds probably. Shit so big in our cell that it like broke the piping in the plumbing next door to us, and we had to all be moved. Yeah. But like had a ton of record, bro, because he was not a nice person, like you were saying, you know. And he was always be like, yeah, it's on the res, bro. They don't know. It doesn't matter. And we, saw the judge a day or two later, and they were like, hey, and named everything that he had done on the res. I was like, bummer, bro. You're gonna be here for a fucking while. Um, Germanic tribal assemblies too. We're building into red versus blue because we weren't red versus blue. We didn't have like a division, right? The leaders did it for everybody. There weren't
Right, right. There wasn't like two different sects of the Comanches, really. I mean,
exactly.
yeah.
There was a clan mother, there wasn't a clan mother and a clan fucking father or a stepmom or some shit. Um, Roman historian Tacitus, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if the T's silent, it's Roman. Wrote about Germanic tribes around the year 98 AD. And he described assemblies where warriors gathered to debate the decisions in public, though. And the kings existed, but their authority depended, like after the debate, if the public tribes still agreed on what was debated. So, like, it was in public, everything that went still had to be agreed on still by the group. So, and then the kings had to adhere to that as well.
I feel like that's your,
Mm-hmm. The Caesar time, thumbs up,
yeah,
thumbs down.
yeah.
Tacitus, I think. Tacitus. Anyway, it sounds like a Roman time name. Caesarish shit,
No.
What was the show? Atticus? Yeah, that's what it was. So like, bro, that took thousands of years of our society, right? No centralized states during that time, no division between it, no representatives. And it's like,
You just had a how did their Senate work? 'Cause, like, I know we got a lot of our shit off of theirs,
bro,
right?
Caligula put a horse on it. You could fucking do whatever. People, there were stories of these senators just literally using it to like gorge and sit there, rape women and eat food. None of them did anything.
They're just born into it anyway, right?
Or you're chosen by your like a crony,
Dude, recently somebody brought it to my attention that the same amount of people being peasants to rich has never changed their history.
What do you mean?
But so like say like your kings, your like your Caesars, your senators, all those guys that like your Roman dudes that were at the top that had peasants, and we had to just see like all these poor peasants. That hasn't ever changed.
It's true. Weren't you the one who said, oh no, a coworker was telling me Kronos, right? The one who eats his children. Is that who that is?
I think so.
They're they were saying boomers are the Greek mythology equivalent of that. They build laws to like because
Protect themselves.
yes, because he
protect
always ate his
their
children, right? So
investment,
nobody
right?
could take him over. So he always ate his children in fear that one would uprise and become king. Um, that's like boomers, right? They always pass the buck, but they want to make sure theirs still doesn't get fucked with. So they've
Yeah.
always kept their shit and moved ours further and further and further and further back.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, it's a giant game of Monopoly, right? Like, I mean, they taught us it was a game, but they just didn't teach you, like, yeah, we've already been playing this shit since like before this game was created.
They made
And you guys are trying to get on the board now that we all own fucking property on. Good luck. You
yes, yes, that's it, dude.
know? I want my 5 houses and my hotel and my, like, no, I want all that because you have to pay for that when you hit my spots. So,
And we don't
look.
do that. We realize that's fucked up, right? We're like, you can't pass the buck. We got to
And you're
fix
paying
that
for my
shit.
retirement, bitch.
That's the worst part. I hate that they get a vote. Like, if you're on Social Security, you shouldn't get to fucking vote anymore.
Or the other way too. Like if you're our age and you're just living on the dime, man, like you
Yeah, no
food
votes.
stamps that year. Sorry, man. Like that's a tough year for you. I get that, but government can't be buying your vote either.
That's a really good point to it, right? You do get a bot. It's like, would you want to lose that?
Yeah,
Because
so are you gonna vote blue or red that year? Because the blue team will give that back, the red team won't, and there's only two teams to choose from.
in so back to your question, I googled it here. In the Roman Republic and later the Empire, Roman Empire, politics was heavily shaped by patronage, family alliances, bribery, and elite networks of favors. So, kind of like how we did the cronyism episode, right? We're just helping out their homies.
Mm-hmm.
Powerful families dominated the office holding, like noble families produced the consuls, the senators, and the governors, things like that. Provincial governorships were often abused for personal enrichment. Huh. That ever change? Like you said, we modeled our shit after this, huh? Marriage alliances and personal friendships are political tools.
Mm.
Weird. First lady.
The
Anyway,
apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
no, far from the Roman Colosseum. That's fucking weird.
And then you just have a guy like sitting there with entire countries in his hand, like
Dude, Trump's literally doing that with Iran.
dude, and like right now he has to be like, nah, like the people kind of, like we don't agree. Like I don't like he had
Worse.
2 weeks to get it done. That was it. Like
Mhm.
before our gas prices hit us, and then we're like, no, 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 you know.
Dude, we're smarter than this, though. You want to know what's going to happen? He's doing this for Israel, first of all. We all knew that. Okay. Second of all, he's been talking the whole NATO thing, right? He's going to bail out of NATO so that Turkey, right? Because he's already implemented and wiped Syria and placed an ISIS president in Syria. Okay. He's going to literally remove NATO or us out of NATO so that Israel can attack Turkey and we don't got to defend Turkey. And then there goes Syria gone too. And it's all pulled in. You watch. I guarantee you that's the play. That's the NATO play that he's talking about because he's fucking dick wrapped in Israel, bro. Yeah. He's got to step away because they got huge problems with Turkey, right? Israel hates Turkey and Turkey hates those motherfuckers.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're just a thorn in the Middle East, man.
Mm-hmm.
They really are. Like,
that's what's coming
thorn
next.
in my fucking pocketbook anymore, bro.
Everybody's.
Like, fuck.
It's like that guy,
Like,
that guy you keep sending
but
me
then
the
again, this tiny mustache guy was he?
Oh fuck. Well, let's see here. Hold on, hold on, hold on. It was 46 minutes.
Made it in.
46 minutes before something questionable. um, right, dude. So for thousands of years, let's get back on this Red First Blue because this is a good fucking episode. We never worried about centralized states and shit like this. And then you were kind of getting real close with where you were segueing into there. You almost hit it on the fucking head, dude, while like this stuff changed, you know? And farming. Okay. About 10,000 years ago, we began to learn to farm. Okay. And it created something humanity never really had before, which was a surplus of food. And when that production increased, population blew, exponentially expanded throughout these places. These little small villages became towns, you know, the little mini towns became like metropolises, you know, and then big cities. And then you're reaching tens of thousands of people, dude. Your tribal system didn't work anymore. You know, you can shun somebody if you have 150 people and 149 don't talk to you. That sucks. If you got 10,000 people and 9,000 shun you, there's still 999 other people that are going to fucking talk to your one person and make up that other 1,000. You know, you're not alone, even if only 1/10 of them want you. You know, you kind of lose the ability to shun. Now you need, though, food distribution, defense for these types of things, you know, the infrastructure to get it there, the management of the trade, the logistics, you know, centralized government. Bullshit. You go all the way back to like Mesopotamia, right? Or modern day Iraq. They're Ur and Uruk, you know, are kind of the first cities people really talk about, where in Babylon, you know, those were the three powerful rulers. This is where we get Hammurabi's code, you know, and his first things were like, okay, you can't shun. How about eye for an eye? So you start seeing that, and it's like you get your first signs of people that go, all right, dude. Yeah, fuck it. He stole from me, cut his hand off. And then there's, you know, the other half of the people are like, well, hold on. He was starving, you know, and now your population's so big that, okay, well, we got to hear out both these shits. I don't know if I probably went extreme on there, but dude, that's how it was when Hammurabi was around.
Like, I mean, and then that becomes like your first illusion of choice, though, too. Like, okay, yeah, they're gonna hear it out on one side. You guys are gonna have a bad argument on this. Okay, thanks.
Yes,
You know.
that is true, right? He created the earliest legal system. It was literally the Code of Hammurabi: theft, trade, marriage, and punishment. 4 things. And it was all decided by the same. So it is kind of like how you said, you know, nice try, but your argument's bad. This is what we've already said.
Yeah.
Egypt and the divine kings, they had pharaohs, right? And they were believed to be lowercase gods, lowercase g's. Ramsey II ruled, dude, massive, right? Egyptian rulers had tons of fucking land. So it took like massive labor forces. See that? See how I didn't call it the right word? See how I said labor forces? I saw a pretty good joke earlier and a guy picked it. And he was like, man, this is pretty easy. You probably could have had white people do it. And I was like, damn, that's fucked up.
Kind like my Charlie Chaplin joke earlier.
Is that yeah. Silent music joke? Yeah, sure. Why would Charlie Chaplin have that fucking mustache, dude? Who had it first, him or
Charlie Chaplin. Maybe I don't know. It's too big for me to say right now. I know it's look upable.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy though that he wrote the Enabling Act, which pretty much gave everybody from March 24th, 1933, until through today, governments use that shit to bypass Congress and all that, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's just modern versions of it written, and he wrote that in the dead of night.
And we're living it today, you know, just
It's
in
like-
Iran. Crazy.
I
Like,
know.
every president since Reagan, dude, really? Everybody, like, is that just like written in somewhere? Like, oh yeah, you get to invade one country of your choosing.
I love too how your chart you sent me too was like you broke it down and it was like no, 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 but still no. But still no. No Congress, but still no.
I tried to like justify it there too. I'm like, ooh, I see where we're leaning here.
Yeah,
In
we're
this
not.
whole red versus blue thing, I can't get a right answer out of you now. I hate that. I just wanted a yes or no, and you give me like the no but. Fuck you.
Yes, yeah,
You
fuck
give me the
you.
no but on the rest of them too.
Uh, but back in so like the Pharaoh, they used religion, kind of as their enforcement. Since he was a little g god, he convinced people he was a god. You didn't want to let down the divine authority. He was ruling by divine will. So if you were rebellious, not only were like you rebelling against a political system, but you're rebelling against God's divine will. Which
Yeah. Which I mean that goes into like, yeah, you're North Koreans, right?
did you see the video of the French agency doing job interviews, and they get a lot of North Korean hackers that apply for the interview? So he showed we ask one simple question to deter any North Korean hacker, and it's blunt and it works every time. And he's interviewing the guy, and the guy, you could very clearly tell. And he's like, yes. And he's talking in North Korean and half English, trying to spit it out. And the guy explains the hacking, and they have this issue a lot. And the guy goes, oh no, I'm not that. And he goes, cool. So repeat the phrase, Kim Jong-il is a fat, nasty pig. And the North Korean says something and stares at him. And he goes, no, repeat, Kim Jong-il is a fat, nasty pig. And the guy hangs up. He's like, yep, gotcha, bitch. It's pretty much that easy, right? Because you're going to be killed if you say it.
Yeah. Like, and everything that you pretty much transmit is like somebody's job to watch and tattle on you, because then they get to move up the chain a little bit.
Yeah, because he was trying to spy and all that. So he's probably fucked for getting caught, and fucked if he would have said that. And he knew right away, shit, I'm fucked either way.
He's like, dang, my family's not eating this week.
I'm going to a labor camp.
Mm-hmm.
We should still do that in America. Forced labor.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, at least justify having a prison population.
Yeah.
Like, because I mean, you're also, I mean, it's expensive to kill people. I mean, people like always use like that is the biggest argument.
Appeals and
forever.
money. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's always been the biggest argument. Well, it's cheaper.
And I'm not
That's
saying
not,
take
that's never been
jobs.
true. You know?
Yeah. You don't have to take jobs from other people, dude. Don't make them like do anybody's work. Just make them fucking take care of the prison real hard. Make them dig holes. Fuck, I don't
Yeah.
care. Builds character.
Yeah.
Ask Zero. Ask Stanley Yelnats.
I think like that's what like where a lot of our license plates and stuff come from, right?
Yeah, I think it used to, but a lot of people, right? Those are all the
Which I mean,
laws that we've been passing about slave labor and shit like
I
that.
feel
Because
like now they turn it more into like a trades thing, which I get you need to actually like like rehabilitate people versus just throwing them back out. But like, I mean, your reoffense is
Yeah.
through the roof anyway. So
when they
obviously
used to say
that's not
prison
working.
was,
Like,
what was
so
it,
now
a
you-
criminal school?
Now what, you get out and you're a plumber and you still go commit crimes?
And you're not a good plumber, dude.
No,
Like,
you're a tweaker.
I've worked, yeah,
You're
I've
still a
worked with,
tweaker.
I've worked with electricians who got out and they're like, no, I got my electrician degree. And I'm like, there's a degree for that shit? Right away, you're like, what fucking college teaches that, dude? It's like the code book in a test, but okay.
It varies from state to state, which is another crazy thing too.
And then if you go to the Chinese, it really does, right? Electricity is the same in every state. I don't know why the fuck the
Dude,
rules
all
would vary.
like, dude, like, there's so many trades like that, like nursing, name it, man. They're all different, all
Hmm.
different. Stupid shit.
They really are. Um, in China, if you went back to like ancient China, there was the mandate of heaven, and that's how rulers justified their power. So, like Confucius, he taught that rulers must maintain harmony and moral order. So, if the ruler was corrupt, heaven would withdraw its mandate, and then the rebellion would be justified.
Mm,
Yeah,
kind of like they're thinking though.
I like it. Yeah, they ain't wrong. Confucius say you're a piece of shit. You get beat up. You know, it's kind of what I hear.
Punks
Uh,
get punked.
yeah,
What he said.
Mussolini gets hung from a bridge.
Yeah.
That's we'll get to that. So those were like the four parts of the world, you know, where early civilization was, and they shaped our government, and we still use those fucking same things today. You know, the centralized authority, taxation, bullshit, law enforcement, and then like the bureaucracy of everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it just depends how it was enforced, though, you know, throughout the things. Which would be like heaven, you know, the religion or shit like that we talked about. Societies grew more complex though. Then you started getting thinkers like asking deeper questions about the governance, you know. You always have somebody in the crowd being like, there's always fucking one, you know, being like, yeah, why should I do that? Why do you get 12%, you know, type shit. Um, so Plato, one of them, he wrote the Republic around 380 BC, and he believed that society should be ruled by kings, but they also had to be philosophers. Go figure, a philosopher says that philosophers should be a king. Huh. That's what I'd say. You can only be king if your name's Michael.
Yeah.
Right? His argument, right, was that most people were guided by emotion instead of reason. So if you had the most educated and rational individuals, then the emotion wouldn't fuck up things.
You
They
have to
would
be more stoic. I got you.
exactly not a Twitter thumping Cheeto brain. You know, you can't get pissed off that you're not getting your way in 2 weeks and say you're going to wipe out a whole civilization type leader. It's not. It's not
Yeah.
something.
Like, hey, no, he's hurting his people. We're gonna wipe out an entire civilization. What the fuck?
Dude, just think for a moment like how scared those regular Iran people were for 10 hours, probably.
Why is there so much shame in changing your mind? It like, I mean, if you voted for the guy and you backed him, I mean, do you have to back every one of his fucking plays?
In light of new
Like,
evidence,
you
I
watch the
fucked up.
Broncos and you're like, hey, no, that was a great play, guys. Fucking bang up job. Good job, guys. Like, with every single play.
No, and then I see a dog shit one. I am definitely not like, yeah, great play, guys.
Yeah, they're like back it no matter what, man.
Sometimes I do, though. I'm like, man, I'm pissed off. I'm a Broncos fan today. There's okay with shame. I would never change my mind, though, so I get it. Um, Plato's Plato also had his student Aristotle. Okay, Aristotle now. So Plato was the philosopher, and he said that like society should be governed by philosophers. It's crazy because his student, right, Aristotle, studied politics and like systems around the Greek world. So he had already kind of categorized. Did I say that right? There you go.
Categorized.
Fuck, I talk so much, right? And then I can't get out some of the
Like
easiest
the one
words.
word.
um, he's the one who came up with like monarchy, aristocracy, and democracy. So, and if you kind of look at it, you know, they're building like their own. You know, Plato was a sneaky bastard. We're not going to go into all that shit, but you know, he was kind of like Tesla. You know, he just put smart people all around him, or like influential people that made decisions for him. Whatever. Um,
Modern day Tesla, Elon. Gotcha.
There you go. There you
Mm.
go. That's what I meant. The company Tesla, smart people. That did sound a little sideways though. So those three, right? The monarchy, aristocracy, and democracy were like the belief of a mixed government. So now we're starting to lean towards, okay, multiple things here. Polybius analyzed the Roman Republic. Okay, was a real old Greek historian, and he believed Rome succeeded because it did balance the three powers of executive leadership, elite influence, and public participation, which I think is something we lack today. You know, that's why there's really not a balance. If you ask me, I don't think we're really balanced.
No.
It's almost just like we teeter all the way to one side and we go, that didn't work. And we overcorrect so bad and just teeter the seesaw all the way the fuck back to the other side. And they go, that didn't work.
Yeah. And even at the end of the day, like who do you want to fuck you? The government or your boss, basically, is the options.
I hate when you put it like that because it's fucking right.
I know.
It's so fucking
And
right.
then how much lube is like
That's the politics. Those are the policies. How much lube do you want in between? Oh, not enough. Not enough, folks. By about the 1700s, though, dude, like the divine right rule of kings has already been challenged. You know, philosophers were like, yep, we've pretty much taken over this. You know, that kingdom shit's gone. English philosopher John Locke argued that governments derive their authority from the consent of the governed. So pretty much like the early idea of voting. You know, they need to say yes. He believed people possess natural rights, life, liberty, and property. That's where we get that from. Thanks, John Locke. And you were allowed to revolt if any three of those rights could be proven violated. Yeah, hell yeah.
My man.
Right? John Locke. We need some John Locke shirts. It's better than Zog. I'm sorry, folks, if you guys listen to that one. Matt had to educate me. They're like, yeah, you would have been to 100 subscribers if you didn't say you'd wear that fucking shirt.
Yeah, you lost 11.
I lost that side of the world. Damn it. Montesquieu, okay? He was a French philosopher and he proposed the idea of separation of powers. So dividing government into separate branches then prevented the tyranny. Hence less revolts. I don't know if that's true. It's just harder to chase. I mean, a bad person is going to be a bad person, right? If you're greedy and taking over the fucking shit, you're going to do it no matter if you're an A group or a B group, you know?
Yeah.
I guess, though, if you had two bad people in one group, it's probably worse. Yeah.
You just have to make the group bigger to how many people you need. Like, oh, now every state gets a representative. So now there's just more douchebags, you know?
Yeah, let's
In
wrangle
our
them
case,
all
just more pedophiles.
Philosopher Jean-Jacques Rousseau introduced the social contract. Simple idea. People agree to give freedoms to the state in exchange for their protection and stability. Fair, you know? And so now, you know, we're seeing three different areas come together here. And you got John Locke, right? Life, liberty, property, and will revolt if you violate them. But then you also have Rousseau, who obviously is an American, you know, you're not Jean-Jacques, but you can get those freedoms in exchange, or you'll give away some of those freedoms that he's talking about in exchange for protection and stability. So it's like, where's the fine line? Did anybody, I want to know what the conversation would be like if John Locke and Jean-Jacques Rousseau had a conversation where he's like, nah, man, life or liberty. And then this motherfucker's like, we'll give up some of your liberties and I'll keep you safe. Yeah,
And
that'd
see,
be
like that's been the constant struggle throughout time. Like
that's the
every,
red versus blue.
like I mean, yeah, to a degree, we say that red versus blue.
Blue wants you to
However,
give it up.
do
Red
they? Do
does.
they?
Red.
I mean, when was the Patriot Act enacted? I mean, is that a good one? That's one of the worst.
It's
That
fucking
was under a
George
red
Bush.
dude.
Yeah, it's George Bush.
That's
Say it.
on Team Red, Team fucking strike Team
I'll
Red,
take.
man.
I will take the Patriot Act from George Bush because he wasn't in the Epstein files. I'll let that one slide for my boy.
All right, Brady
It's
Bill. How
it's pretty deep, but we'll let it
about the
slide.
Brady Bill? We're going to the Brady Bill. Who that was under?
I
Was
don't.
that under senior?
Is that Clinton or senior?
I'm pretty sure that was senior, wasn't it? Or is that 92?
I think it's Clinton. I don't fucking know.
That
Either
would have
way,
been Clinton. Either way.
I think that's a tough choice. It's not a tough choice. I'd give up my rights to get rid of the pedophiles. I don't like to say that, but I
Yeah.
don't like pedophiles. It's like the grandma and grandma's
I
boy
feel
where
like it
she's
shouldn't be a choice.
it's really not a rock and a hard place.
If
The
my
answer is
rights
always
truly
kill.
exist, the government shouldn't be able to be full of these people, you know?
They
Like, I
shouldn't
think
infringe on it, yeah.
it needs to be more servitude, you know, like the whole trading and like I get that we get to see your trades, but
Yeah, where's our exchange for protection and stability?
yeah, yeah,
Absolutely none right now. Um, the American founders started studying like the ancient history, right? And they knew republics collapsed when there was like conflict between the factions, always within causes these governments to fall. Pretty easy assumption to make, right? Or women.
Mm.
That's a whole nother story though. Women are always the downfall.
Yeah, we have followers now that are women.
Do we?
Yeah, yeah,
I do check that. I'm doing pretty good, folks.
yeah.
You need to get on our shit. I'll send you stuff. I won't miss you. Anywho, so one of the most important essays in American political history was the Federalist Number 10, right? Written by James Madison. And he warns that these factions or organized groups pursuing their own interests, for anybody who doesn't know what that is, were inevitable, right? He knows it's coming. He knows we're going to have a red versus fucking blue. So
Yeah.
his
Didn't
solution,
George Washington say something like, "We fall into a two-party system, like we're fucked."
it's my next paragraph. I'll tell you exactly what he said.
Sweet, sweet. It
Um,
wasn't we're fucked. Dang it.
It was close. So James Madison, dude, since he knew these factions were coming, his answer to these, dude, was a larger republic where the competing interests just balanced each other out. He's like, all right, fuck it, have your factions. We'll just make it bigger. Right? I'm so worried about you. I'll just give you more, make you bigger. Then you guys can fight each other for better outcomes, which, honestly makes sense because it's like,
It
if
was
I
well
had,
played. That's well played. Like I feel like that's how New York came to be. Like
yes,
they like all the redcoats were like in New York or turncoats, I guess, not the redcoats, but
and
turncoats, right?
if you get them big enough and noticed, the people are going to start watching, and then you're going to be like, fuck, we have to do good for the people if we want to be around.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
If you're like, hey, once these guys leave, we're still gonna be here, motherfuckers. You
Yes.
better hope we don't win.
Yes, exactly. Right. So I felt like that was a pretty good hand he played, All right, take the power, bitch. Just show me you're better than these other motherfuckers. Smart. George Washington, right, as you had previously alluded to, did give the warning of this, and it was his farewell address. And he warned against political parties. And he believed that parties would divide citizens into hostile camps. And ironically, the very next president was political parties emerging.
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, we had the Federalists, and
Mm-hmm.
who was the other party?
And you knew he uh
We basically start turning that into like, I mean, that turns into the Civil War pretty quick, basically.
the Democratic Republicans were the other party. Yeah, they were one. The Federalists and then the Democratic Republicans, because before we had presidents, right? George Washington was the first president, but he's not. We had
Right,
like
right.
7 Federalist presidents before that.
Yeah, before we were the United States, right?
I'm pretty sure too they were black ones. That's how crazy America's history is.
Yeah, I thought we did have a black one up there.
Mm-hmm. A president before we were like, all right, we're just gonna tank this episode right now. How bad you got to fuck up to get your
Send the help.
we're
When
good.
you're going through Ayatollahs like crazy.
How bad do you fuck up being a president to where we turn around and go, you know what, you're now going to be the next tractor equipment?
I think you started off that way, bro.
I don't. Did you?
No, you didn't. Like you start off rich or poor, just like anybody else, man. He just started off rich. He was
All
one
right,
of the
let's
rich
see here.
dudes.
Um,
He's one of the sellers back in the old country.
what did they call that?
Gotta have a John Deere dealer, dude.
What do they call those, candy houses or what the fuck? Something like that. What do they call them on Django?
Oh man, it's been a while since I've seen that one. Wow. Leonardo DiCaprio. Wow, just dropping it. Dropping it hard too.
it wasn't, well, we were on pedophiles, right? You know, I used to like him too.
Yeah.
Leo used to be the man. I used to really like his modern rendition of Romeo and Juliet with Claire Danes, I think. But then it's like,
West Side Story. Yeah.
is that no, now it's like what's that? Dazed and Confused, where he's like, I like high school girls because they stay the same age while he gets older. Leo's like 55 with like 20-year-olds, which hey,
Yeah.
they're old and consenting. I get it. Just a little weird.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I was looking up the Federalist presidents here because I was going to compare it to something else, but I forgot what it was when we got on the Leo thing. And then I started thinking of like papers and food and a
Pedophiles.
yacht. Yeah. And then pedophiles. And I was like, man, they're out there just on international waters. Get rid of these motherfuckers half the time.
Well,
Yeah.
the
Not,
Somali pirates when you need them.
never in the right spot at the right time. Are they even real? It's like, I'm beginning to ask myself this. Is any of this shit even real? You're never fucking catching the bad guys. You're never blowing up somebody good. Where's the car bomb on Trump? Ah, that probably just got me flagged. Where's the
Oh, for
fucking
sure.
car? Where's the
Yeah,
car bomb on?
Silence for that one.
Where's the car bomb on Zelensky? There we go. Right?
There you go.
Something. You never see warmongers or anybody like that go down. You just see, Dick Cheney shot his homeboy in the fucking neck.
Yeah,
How do you always get away from it?
they do. They do. And like they even get to vote like, hey, here's a good idea, guys. Don't you think you should be able to like put forward like any sex allegations that have been against you? I don't know.
You know what was fucking clever by Trump too? Fire Pam Bondi. Right before she's supposed to speak at a deposition about the Epstein files. Because she's been subpoenaed. That dude is literally dodging every fucking bullet. Like literal, even the ones that were literally shot at him.
Yeah.
And how do you get subpoenaed by the Supreme Court and then get fired from your job, and then they just go, you don't got to come to court anymore.
Wasn't she the?
She was the attorney general,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
bitch who was like, the Dow Jones is at 50,000. She released 3 million of the 6 million Epstein files. There was a literal law, the Epstein Transparency Act, that she didn't release any. Like, she was in violation of whatever, breaking a literal law. All good though. Whatever. Not our problem.
No,
I don't-
She's too big to fail, dude.
I was thinking the Articles of Confederation, by the way,
Yes, yes.
where we had
That
black
was-
leaders.
Yeah, in the Articles of Confederation. I mean,
That was
they
before
were
the
interesting.
Constitution.
Yeah, and they were interesting too.
Yeah, where they were they okay?
Yeah, I mean, they were better than what the British were giving us, I guess. It was
Yeah,
like
I
a
mean-
foundation to start with, you know. It wasn't perfect.
No.
Like, and they knew that when they wrote our Constitution, you know.
Yeah, they
It's
knew
not
that
perfect.
shit. Do you
That's why they
think?
wrote number 9, you know.
Yeah, it's because
And
they
10.
that's because they had the Articles of Confederation and knew it was fucked.
Or did we have to have a war for 10?
No.
States' rights.
Mm-mm. I don't think so.
I mean, essentially, that's what it was over, but no, it was over the slaves, is what we all know, right?
So
The labor force. My bad.
yeah, we're being red versus blue, politically correct right now. They're gonna don't worry. Everything we said up until about 2 minutes ago was fine, and then it all got flagged right there. Now we're golden on everything else we said. I fried that. So right, the United States was founded, dude, with like a strong fear of these political factions, but we still let them form immediately, right after. Our founding fathers warned of it. Disagreements about the directions of the country quickly split the political leaders, though, into two major camps. Like, there was no, in 1790, we had the Federalists versus the Democratic Republicans, right? And they didn't just disagree about policy. They wanted, America was still being shaped, so there were people that were like, dude, the Federalists believed the United States needed central government to survive. They wanted strong national banking, close economic ties still with Britain, and they wanted to centralize their economic planning.
Yeah, another fucking tax that they just
Yeah.
promised us that we were getting away from, right?
Yeah, and it's stupid. It's like, we're going to leave away from British, but we still want to be tied to them to hold on, and everybody's looking at them like, then we're never going to get away. Those policies are just going to fucking follow us here. Stupid.
Yeah, and then, I mean, shit, dude, like we didn't even go but a couple more years before they were like at our doorstep again and actually kicking our ass for a minute, like to burn down the White House.
Yeah, dude, that's pretty crazy. You got all the way to the leader's fucking house. It's wild too that, like, if you stayed tied to it, like, do you think we're going to stay tied to MAGA? Like, do you think that's going to be the next red theme to Make America Great?
It'll be whoever he backs. I mean, and they're all gonna just keep on the they're not gonna jump off the train. Same train, just different name. Doesn't matter what you paint on the side of it.
Is there anybody left that isn't MAGA?
It's on the red team or what?
Yeah.
I mean, I think you can still have. I mean,
Thomas Massey.
what? I mean, as far as politicians, yeah.
Yeah, who's next? Right? You're going to put somebody in next, and nobody's going to get the nod next if they're not MAGA.
Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
Only on the red. I mean, they might choose a blue president next. That's how shit goes. But Alexander Hamilton was a Federalist. Um, he believed the country needed strong financial institutions. And as the first Treasury secretary, he created the first bank in the United States. He argued that powerful economic structure stabilizes a nation. Not wrong, especially when shit hits the fan. He also was around like John Adams followed him. Okay. Second president of the United States, though, supported still the strong federal government, also signed the Alien and Sedition Act. They never tell us, dude. It's the alien part on there. I only remember the Sedition Act.
Yeah.
They never tell the Alien Act, though, which allowed the government to limit criticism during wartime. That's crazy, right? Yeah,
Dang.
fuck you, John Adams.
Wow.
So all this time we've been thinking this bullshit, speaking about the war and all that, and people been getting busted, but literally the Alien and Sedition Acts prevent that. Two different ones, I'm assuming. Fuck you for limiting free speech, John Adams.
Wow.
I know, right? The things we figure out, bro.
Yeah.
Adams is yeah, he's a
Meanwhile,
bullshit.
you have these natives, right? That were just chilling, hunting all day, sometimes making more parties and causing havoc to the neighbors. But I mean, you're hunting all day. I mean, while you're hunting, your parents are taking care of the kids that you just made. I mean, then your job is to just go make more. Like, we didn't have it bad, and they're like, you know what these people need? Government.
Yeah.
More government.
You know what? While we're out here making war, let's make sure we cause a law that says you can't criticize me while I'm out here making war. What the fuck?
They were just too happy, dude. If we were just still little tribes, I think it'd be a lot different.
That's bullshit, dude. You know, they didn't like the Articles of Confederation because there wasn't taxes for Congress. That was like the main reason we got rid of it. No taxes. That's crazy, right?
And they've just been voting for their own raises ever since.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you guys don't gotta pay taxes. Hey, guys, do you guys want a raise? Yeah, I thought so.
So
Well,
fucked up.
like, hey, what a bipartisan decision for once.
Dude, we've been fucked from the get-go. John Jay was our first Chief of Justice for the United States. And here we go. You ready to get fucked again? Dude, and I don't know why I was able to find like leaders for other countries that were cool. And then ours are just a bunch of, like, we really need to have people back on who could tell us about the creation of America and how it really was just built to fuck it and make people rich.
Yeah,
That's what
really
this shit
was.
is. It's a
That's true.
business.
Yeah, I mean, we were out just fishing and fucking, dude.
John Jay served, right? He was the first Chief Justice. We really were fishing, fucking, and war, fighting. He negotiated the controversial Jay Treaty, and it was with Britain, and it favored British interests too heavily for like taxation. What they wanted, it was more laws that they wanted to send to us to take more of our shit. But he believed, oh yeah, you have to fucking, like, a lot of these guys believed we needed to like help getting a start, which why you didn't.
Yeah.
You made it over there.
I mean, we had the Barbary Wars, right?
Yeah.
With like, I get some of that too. Like, I mean, you need a little bit of protection to be able to travel even around the world. And like, some of that was like, yeah, we don't even have a navy yet to to threaten anybody. So we need at least money to like all the other major countries are like, yeah, we just pay those guys. And they're like,
And
okay,
it,
we'll just pay you.
you know, a lot
That's
of
how
these
insurance fucking starts.
a lot you're exactly right. I bet a lot of these guys too. Like I'm not reading the context of these rules and these ideas and shit that they had, but it probably totally was like when we read about, oh man, they were all fucking dying and the Indians had to bring them food to save them. This might have been written during that time. Where he's like, oh no, we need fucking help. We need to pass these treaties or laws.
Yeah.
So who knows? Could be. I'm not reading the context on that. Don't fucking care. You want to add more taxation laws? Go get fucked in the winter. I hope you died.
Yeah.
That shit.
Yeah.
I'm fucked now paying 40% of my check or some shit.
Yeah. Yeah, basically. And then like, I mean, that's just not even spending any of it yet.
Dude, imagine where we would be if those motherfuckers won, if the Federalists were still around. I feel like they just infiltrated the Democratic Republicans, right?
Yeah. And just became the
Led
one
by
of the
Thomas
two, right?
Jefferson. Yes. See, led by Thomas Jefferson, and they believed government should be limited, obviously. They wanted strong state governments, agricultural democracy, and closer ties with France. How do you feel about France, Matt?
I mean, back then they were cool. That's back when they had balls.
Is
These
it?
boys need to give their balls a tug.
Yeah, lady boys. Jefferson believed America should remain a nation of independent farmers. Shout out Tommy J. He feared centralized government becomes tyrannical, right? Absolute
Fishing
power.
and fucking, farming and fucking.
Fight.
That's what
Don't forget. James Madison was his boy too, right? Originally supported stronger federal government, but then later in life, he was like one of the leading Democratic Republican figures and the fourth president of the United States. A lot of fishing and fucking from James Madison too. He's one of my boys. James Monroe is
Dude,
also
you
pretty
just
tight.
had, you also had Benjamin Franklin back in France just,
Oh, fuck Benjamin Franklin, dude.
but I mean, he was a player.
He wasn't even a president, and we got him on the 100.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he
And
was a player.
he was kind of a rat.
He's kind of a player.
Yeah. Do you think that
You do it all for the bitches anyways.
he had a skullet, bro?
Yeah. Dude, game.
Yeah, fuck yeah. You're a dude. You don't have to wear a wig. You're just rocking that bald head freely.
Mom-daughter combos too, dude.
Oh,
Weird.
that's fucked up.
That's some French shit there, man.
Yeah, I don't think that's
Menage a trois. That's where that came from.
mom daughter. No. No. James Monroe shaped early American foreign policy as well, right?
But dude, thinking about that, sewing it in. The pedophilia, dude.
Yes, that's where I was going with it too already. Fucking
Already
weirdos.
in the founding.
Monroe wrote the Monroe Doctrine, okay? And it was warning European powers not to interfere with our Western bullshit.
Yeah.
We all know where that led to. Okay. The bitter elections of 1790, though, bro. So we had the Federalists and the Republican Democrats, dude. It led to like a heated shit, okay? And in the election of 1796, John Adams defeats Jefferson, Tommy J, in a campaign filled with like accusations and newspaper attacks from John Adams. And that's like important, because it no longer became politics and shit or policy and whatnot. It was like, nah, fuck you. I'm gonna talk shit about this guy.
Right, slander campaign shit. It was the
Yes.
first slander campaign. I hate that shit.
That's so
Did you
fucking
hear about,
Yeah.
I don't know, Senator John Evans and his bullshit this year?
Dude, imagine it. You had to wait for it to come out in the paper too. So you're like, nah, fuck it. Write an article that said I didn't. Just the very next day. Then the election of 1800 was so contentious, dude, that the House of Representatives had to intervene, and Thomas Jefferson defeated John Adams in their rematch. Okay. The best one, this is my favorite presidents. William Burr or Aaron Burr, right? Fucking blasted Alexander Hamilton in 1804. So, vice president was Aaron Burr. He killed Alexander Hamilton when challenging him to a duel. Like, that's how deep the political what is that? Divide had
Lines,
gotten.
yeah.
Yes. Right? Dude, it's still, I don't know. Fuck
Like,
it.
kill your own vice president. Damn.
Could you imagine if
Or no, kill your own president. as
President,
the vice
yeah.
president.
yeah. Could you
Kill your
imagine,
own
dude?
successor. That's some like, dude, that's some Roman shit.
JD Vance is just like, put him up, Trump. Kamala just fucking, all right, Biden. Biden couldn't even pull the pistol out before she shot him right in the fucking face, huh?
Just unplugs the batteries.
Oh, goodness. So now, right, we had all that build, and now we've got this two-party system, dude. And if you look through Maurice Duvinger, he was a political scientist and he studied the electoral systems in the 50s. And he discovered that voting systems
Did
naturally.
everyone call him Maurice? Or just some people?
Some people call me what is it, the space cowboy. There it is. I was like, what else do they call
Some call
Maurice? Ow, ow.
It's all I could think of.
Yeah.
Like when you said that name, I'm sorry.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. No, it's pop culture. And we're trivia masters at that shit because we're almost 40, right? I feel like.
Yeah, you start getting good at Jeopardy because the questions are in your lifetime.
Yes, internet era kids, right? We're like, finally, everything we learned. We're Slumdog Millionaires. He discovered, though, while studying right up and through the 50s, that certain voting systems actually create these two dominant parties naturally. And it became known as Duviger's Law. Weird. So almost inherently, which, I mean, it makes sense. You give people choices and they're going to be like, bark, 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 pick whatever the fuck they want. And then the other side's going to bark back. We roll with most elections being like winner take all, dude. So the candidate with the most votes, you're in.
Yeah, and we see the presidency as still a king. We really do. Like, I mean, we literally have no king rallies. It's like, fuck, we have a whole ass Senate. Why? What? Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, why are we
Checks
pissed?
and balances.
Yeah, it is no king.
But like, I mean, the point has been no king since Reagan. I mean, I get that he invaded a country, but I mean,
Yeah.
weren't they doing that before he did that?
I mean, people just get kind of pissed though because like the smaller parties, you worry you waste your vote.
Yeah.
So that's the big complaint. It's like, yeah, we all say this, but really it's two fucking parties. And if I don't vote for one or the other, I'm fucked. Nobody gets heard.
Yeah.
Now you're realizing nobody was being heard anyways, people.
Yeah. And you get screwed in one way or the other, man.
What's his name? Maurice. He formulated like that theory explaining the two-party dominance. And that's really what that was kind of leaning into, right? Was you're losing your vote if you're third party voting. Good old Maurice. Twice. Brought him up two different times in our seat. Good job,
The old
Maurice.
space cowboy. Got you.
And this next one, I also really liked Ross Perot. I liked his shit. I would have voted for it now. I mean, I don't think it would survive now, but
Dude, it's hard to vote for that third party candidate, man. Like, I mean,
20%, bro. He got 20% of the vote, 0 electoral votes. So you got a fifth of the fucking country and you weren't privy to even one of the electoral votes? Fuck the electoral college too. They're not really listening.
and he had Clinton and who else?
92, bro. So it was Clinton, Bush, right? Who was in the 92
No, 'cause
election?
Bush was on his second.
Herbert Walker?
You don't even hear about the other guy.
Fuck. Dude, aren't there like 4 Bushes?
No,
4 Bushes.
no.
That's weird.
Only 2 Bushes, bro.
1 Bush. 1 Bush in my life. Supposed to
Benny
have one
Franklin.
Bush. No, multi-Bush Benny. Multi-Bush Benny. Bill Clinton for the Democrats versus George Herbert Walker Bush and Ross Perot as the independent. See, here's what's crazy. A lot of people argue Clinton won because Perot got
Yeah,
19%.
saying that probably would have actually gone more right, right?
Probably. I would assume so. Because if you
If you look at their political views,
let's be real, it's always more right leaning. Yeah,
Mhm.
it really is. It's kind of twisted though, too.
Yeah,
A little bit. And Nader, bro. Right? Nader was a Green Party candidate in 2000, and his candidacy split the vote, like just like we're talking about. He fucked things up by being Green Party. It fucked like who people wanted to win. It stole that vote, and then everybody was like, "Ah, fuck." The last person we wanted to win won.
yeah,
Which is,
The-
I
the-
kind of think how Biden won, honestly.
yeah.
I don't know how Biden won. That shit still baffles me.
Yeah, and like Ron Paul wasn't a good candidate at any point. Like, I love that guy's politics, man.
He was, yeah, he's just too early, bro. Like today, he would be dope. But it's
Yeah.
too far gone today. You're fucked now.
Yeah, he's been warning us for years that it's gonna go this way.
Yeah. Ballot access laws too, right? Small parties get fucked with that too. Each state has rules for your candidate to even get on it, dude. So if like you don't have an infrastructure and funding and all this shit, these super PACs and whatnot, you're fucked.
Yeah,
Ron Paul's
yeah.
fucked. You know?
Yeah.
They were saying like some of Trump's commercials were more than like some other people's whole campaigns.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. It's like how much money is involved in that, and donations. And dude, like, of course, like when donations can come from, you know, name a company,
Oh yeah,
Or-
they could be unanimous
and it could be a government. Like, I mean, Planned
or anonymous.
Parenthood, for crying out loud, can can say which way you vote. They can donate to your campaign.
They said the
And that's my tax money. That's
Yes.
crazy.
yeah being donated. They said that the Hermes, Hermes, but it's pronounced Hermes, the popular clothing brand, the big H.
Oh yeah.
He was in the Epstein files, the owner, and it said it was a good one, dude. That he had been reached out to, and Epstein like had some infatuation and wanted to really get in with him as a homeboy, be his friend and whatnot. Hit him up a bunch, and the dude blew him off. Was like, no, fuck no, you're a fucking pedophile. And then it said Epstein made like a large financial donation to his something to help his product, right? And he returned all of it back to Epstein, and again was like, you're a pedophile, don't even fucking send me money. I was like, I should start rocking that guy's shit.
Dude, that guy is
He knew. See,
It's a
what's her
man of
name?
Principle. You know?
Melania today said she's never met Epstein. What's going on?
I'm pretty sure there's pictures, isn't there?
Didn't they say Epstein introduced them? Dude, I don't fucking know anymore. Somebody's AI'd the whole world and shit happened, and then it didn't happen, and now we're all confused if it happened or not. Like, we think it's a Mandela effect, but it's like somebody reset the AI server or some shit. I don't know what's going on anymore.
Dude, yeah, and like how much of the world is AI? Like, I have to watch every video twice if I'm like, is that real? Like, like even if you do something amazing, I'm not gonna watch you because I'm gonna think you're AI. Be like, no, you can't make a hole in one in golf. That's impossible. Fuck that.
Go, what is it? Artificial.io, but instead of official, artificial.io. And you can literally turn yourself into anybody. And it looks 100% real as fuck.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. And it's like, yeah, dude, I don't even know anymore. I might have stuck my own thumb up my butt. I don't even know who that is, right? They got you on camera. You're like, did I do that? Oh, dude, it's fucked with me. Yeah, so we're fucking things up here, dude, between red and blue, and it's become like donor networks at this point, you know? Do you got fucking money? Do you got campaign strategy? Do you got media connections? Because third parties still get vote, they still get traction. They ain't got money to fucking hang in there, you know? James Carville was actually the brain behind getting Bill Clinton elected. Weird. You know? I just thought, I don't know why I put that in there. I probably had something to say at the time about James Carville. Don't know. Probably somehow he got Bill Clinton elected, and I had that note in there, and it's probably like he was doing some bullshit, you know.
Yeah.
But
You
even
don't
with
get
all
dudes elected as like one dude, you know.
Even with all that shit we talked about, though, dude, nobody was still talking about like the manipulation that is red versus blue, the two-party divided system, you know. But in 2000, they went even fucking further and literally hosted the maps when they were showing Gore and George Bush, and they were dividing them red to blue. And this was like the first time we were then physically divided. You know, we're no longer just a label. They've literally put a picture on it and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, you're on a team now, right?
Yes.
Like, I mean, your team has a color. What
Yeah,
color
you
are
have
the
a fucking
Broncos?
jersey. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy to think about, dude, but it works, right? They're like, cool, give them red, give them blue. Now they're really hold on to that
Yeah,
shit.
people fucking hold on to the Cowboys forever.
Yeah, fuck the Cowboys, dude. And they explained it, you know, they're like, well, these television networks, you know, we have this constant ever-changing election that's gone it went fucking way past when it was supposed to, didn't it? Like a month or some shit. That's why the representatives had to jump in and the Supreme Court and all that. But so the networks were like, yeah, we just made a red map or a blue map, it's easier to show. And then it was Florida, that's white, right? The Florida
the butterfly ballot. Was that the butterfly ballots? Or is that
Yes.
for
No, it was the butterfly ballots and the Chads they spit out.
the Chads? Yeah,
where you were
Chads.
Yes, there it was, the hanging Chads. Well, there was 40
Hanging Chad. I wonder how he's doing. Who got to name that?
That's terrible.
Get this guy back in college.
So like major media figures, you know, were Tim Russert, Meet the Press. They put that shit up right away, dude. And Tom Brokaw, and Peter Jennings, right?
Oh.
I
remember
Peter
those
Jennings.
guys from my childhood.
Yeah, dude, they fucking were.
They were on the channels my parents made me watch.
For good reason, right?
It's changed too, I guess.
They were pushing, all three of those pushed like red blue map coverage very hard. So they pushed that division. Once the color system like was standard, dude, people started identifying themselves. I'm fucking red. I'm blue. Bill Bishop wrote The Big Sort, not The Big Short, but he kind of mocked it of it. And he argued that Americans increasingly moved into communities that matched their political views. So now we're seeing like geographical and cultural divisions, you know?
Parties are buying people houses.
Yes. Parties are giving away free drugs in certain areas, right?
Voting in entire, you know, like people like say shitty countries to move into local neighborhoods. You know, like a whole bunch of immigrants. Like you can fuck up a populace, bro.
Dude, we've seen it. We've literally seen it.
All across the US. It's crazy.
Yes. And like one of the most powerful forces in politics isn't ideology, right? It's not all this shit that you talk about. It's who you identify with. Who do I
Yes.
identify with? We're tribal,
Yeah.
right? That's why we started this with tribes and elders and all that shit, right? Humans are tribal. And that's what we're gonna do. Well, my homeboys, right? That's who I identify with. I don't identify with Donald Trump's policies. I identify with the people that don't want to see adults eating babies, you know? Sure, call that a policy. I call it identity, right? I'm not a fucking baby eating pedophile.
Right.
I know some women who are baby eating. No,
But
that's
then again,
no,
if they represent you, good on you, I guess.
no, we'll kill you. Say it out loud if they represent you, though, so we know where you're at, right? There was this psychologist dude. I wrote this note with it, Henry Tajfel, and he conducted experiments dividing people into random groups. And then when the groups were meaningless, dude, participants still, like when he separated them and put them back, they still favored that group, even though he gave them no meaning to it. Like literally just put them together and then separated them. They literally went as far as to allocating resources to the own people of their group and less to like other people that they weren't in a group with, even though they had nobody told them to, nobody gave them an idea of a group or, hey, you'll be with this person later, anything like that. It's tribal, right? We're group people. You've pointed this out a lot though, right? But it's sports, that's the main, you can see it exactly in that, right? You put on this jersey. I might have gotten traded in the middle of the fucking game, right? I played for Memphis last night and now I'm playing for fucking Denver today. And all of a sudden, oh, I hate Memphis. I'm all for Denver. I learn their songs. I fight their enemies. It's like, the fuck?
Yeah, yeah. Like I would like you go from I would never play from Denver. They're a bunch of dumbasses. If I did it, like if I did it, it'd be because they're a bunch of dumbasses. Like
Yeah,
and then
dude.
next thing you know, you're playing for Denver. Like
Dude.
awesome.
You're like, I was just saying that at the time, man, making some fun, right? Or like even as far as the fans, dude. Fans will be like, I'm fucking red and blue, I'm red, white, and blue, or I'm Broncos, blah, blah, blah. And like Bill Romanowski, Bronco forever. Then he went to a Raider, and then everybody, I'm burning my Bill Romanowski. It's like, fuck. It's crazy though. But it's human nature, like political identity becomes a real thing at that point, MAGA.
Yeah.
I'm fucking MAGA, bud, or there's people, dude, there are people out there who make their identity. I care about other people so much. I want to vote for everybody to get everything,
Yeah.
You get both sides of that. And it's their whole fucking identity. No, I'm going to go fight for the gay interracial couple that's fucking poor, right? And adopting kids. It's like you're going to go find all these because that's your identity.
Yeah.
Those people kind of annoy me too because they seem
dyed
fake.
your hair purple. Makes sense.
Hey, don't bash on hair dyeing.
Just
You knew me as a teenager.
Hey, I'm just saying now it says your political identity, which team you're on.
I know. I got out of that phase right at the right time, huh?
Yeah, dude. If you still dyed your hair and had a nose piercing, I think you played on one of the teams,
For everybody out there, my nose is still pierced, okay? I just don't wear anything in it. Still a hole there. And my lip. And my ears, everything. Whatever. We'll stop there. Dyed hair, right? Yeah, I would have been called the fucking rainbow train or some shit back then. And that's crazy because it wasn't that when I was younger, but whatever. Now too, and that's perfect, dude, right? Because propaganda is what I was going to kind of get into. They use propaganda now. We used to use, oh, you'll get into heaven, or don't make your godly leader mad. He won't let you into heaven. Or you voted this guy in, he fucked up everybody's chance of making the whole village into heaven. So now we need to get rid of him.
Right.
That one's the best way to think, I think. right?
Yeah, until you start like building temples and starting sacrificing, you're like, I feel like there's lines.
Yeah, that's true. A golden statue out front, huh? Um, Governments, dude, study how to influence public opinion, and like you can find articles, bro, for like 200 years old on this shit. They've known. I mean, you could go back before even governments existed and go, this is manipulating through a
Yeah, because I
government.
mean, like Genghis Khan comes rolling through your village, or half are you gonna be like, hey, this is a great idea. The other half are gonna be like, no, fight that fucker,
Dude, it's crazy how like the Iranians were just shooting at our planes. Like that's the people you think you're going to change the regime of? The
Yeah.
motherfucking farmers were out there fighting, shooting Black Hawk helicopters with like French black powder rifles almost or some shit.
Yeah.
It's like, what? That's fucking love for the game, doc.
Get the fuck out of here.
um During World War One, dude, we created the Committee on Public Information, and it was led by George Creel, and they produced films, speeches, posters, and newspaper articles full of propaganda to build public support for war. And guess who supported the war? World War One, Democrats. Weird, right? Everything's flip-flopped. None of it
Yeah.
meant anything is how I feel. Public
And it
relations.
switched all throughout history, like back and
Yes,
forth.
dude. Edward Bernays, right, studied how psychology could influence mass opinion. He shaped like advertising and political ad campaigns and how that was worked. He famously organized Torches of Freedom for all you ladies out there. And
Yeah,
it
for
was,
smoking.
yeah, hell yeah. See, I knew you'd know that one.
Mhm. I knew it was that guy. I was like, oh yeah, he made smoking cool.
Yeah, symbol of liberation. We're free.
Yeah, for the ladies.
Yes.
Get a vote now.
Yeah, that's right. Somebody today on Family Feud, when I was watching it, said that one of the least ladylike things was smoking. And I was like, torches for freedom, bro. That's human history. That's American history. That's wrong. And sure shit, buzzer. X. Sexy back then, right? He's wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Red lipstick, Corilla Deville style.
The pantyhose. Dang.
Damn.
That was the thing.
We can also really point to propaganda mattering in political stance when we talk about Tiny Mustache Man. Very good.
Oh yeah, the Charlie Chapman. Gotcha.
Yes, extremely well at the propaganda political machine. Plus media. Okay, we use cable news now, right? Like Hannity or Rachel Maddow, MSNBC, Anderson Cooper, right? Fuck, dude. We've sold everybody with Anderson Cooper. We put like a diversified. What did he adopt a kid and he's gay? And he's in like human rights areas for war? Fuck.
With his $200 fucking haircut.
Dude, propaganda machine winner.
Yeah. Yeah.
All for CNN. Like if you looked, right?
Like if you watch him, he doesn't seem that gay
No.
to me. His boyfriend seems into it.
I would hope so. I think they're fucking married. It's his husband, bro. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but
I just feel like
what's
he did
wild
it
too?
more for one reason than love.
Yeah, yeah. But it goes to show, right? CNN, red logo. But all Democrat ideas. Weird. Fox News, blue logo, all Republican. Flip-flopping.
Yeah.
It's weird how they like cater to their audience while stealing the others. You ever notice that too? Like the presidents, like Trump will wear a blue or red tie always, right? Because Republican or Democrat. But I feel like he rocks blue.
Opposite.
Yes.
Especially during their debates, I think.
Yes.
Isn't that when they have both? I'm like, isn't that like turncoating? You're like, the blue guy's this dumb.
Yeah, that's how I look at it. I'm like, the fuck, dude. So like Tristan Harris used to be, this is crazy too in media, used to be the Google design ethicist studying tech influence. And they've come out and said, like, Google's used to influence whoever pays more. Google's
Right.
going to help influence with
Right,
that.
you go.
Yep. They've literally written books like The Age of Surveillance during capitalism that talks about you're going to be watched where the money's at. We
Yeah.
can take your rights to earn the government more money, to tax you more.
Yeah, we'll give you a free service for your data, basically.
Yes, it's fucking you, dude. And it's all because we've created a division, right? We've created half the people to think that they need it and half the people to fight against it. You don't even got to give anybody anything. You just got to make them be against each other.
Yeah.
Just like Maurice was showing or whatever, right?
Yeah.
There's no fucking group. They just went with them. And then they just amplify the outrage. They emotionally charged content spreads faster than anything, right? So if you can back your political things through like anger, it's wildfire, right? And a lot of analysts argue that like the polarization of it is so great because it actually can distract from the systematic issue. So it's like a lot of these politicians do, right? They can say something about a subject and they're going to, make it better, or however, quote unquote, they say they're going to do it, make it very polarized and, emotionally charged, and people get hyped up about it. And then you do nothing fucking about it because it was just so polarized that people want to talk about it the whole time and it never gets done. But it became a fight.
I feel
Stupid,
like they
right?
have to stretch it so far that you got to take pop shots at a president or presidential candidate at that time, I guess,
Yeah,
right?
candidate. Well, he'd been president, so was that a president?
The former president /
Yeah.
president.
That's pretty crazy, though. And they want it. They want that.
Yeah.
Because
Like
then,
people dude, like on your license plate, like I saw bye bye 45. I'm like, well, that probably worked a few years ago, but hello 47.
yeah, here we are, 47. My new favorite ones were the Biden stickers, but they're now Trump at the gas station. I did that.
It should be, dude. Like he directly did do that. Like
He
Biden
did.
didn't even hardly touch it, but
He's
okay.
the fuck. Yeah, dude. He is the fuck. I did write some Noam Chomsky stuff in here, right? But then he came out on the Epstein list and was like, he came out as a pretty big horn dog on the Epstein list too, like begging to be invited to these little girl parties. So I was like, no, man, you're like the American linguist. You wrote like political everything that everybody knows. Doesn't surprise me though. Political, right? A lot of people argue, right, that democracy still works. So there's a lot of people who think democracy doesn't, like that it's just fucking gone.
It's an illusion of choice.
Yes, dude. And they've really turned it into like, yeah, we got the red and blue team fighting over the future of the country, but like, have they structured the game so fucked up, dude, that no matter how we see politics, they've manipulated it that way. So no matter what we're gonna pick, we're being manipulated into giving them what they want anyways.
Yeah, because choice A and B always suck, even. You know,
Yes.
and it doesn't matter. Even if we do say no, like shit, they'll just find another way.
Dude,
Or put it in a different bill, you know?
it's South Park. It's a giant douche or a turd sandwich.
Yeah, and with every single bill.
Yeah. And
We
that's
just pass more. That's like, in what country do you just need more fucking laws every fucking day?
but yet we'll go to work and complain about being micromanaged by our boss.
Yeah, like at least they're not making fucking new rules every fucking like don't get me wrong, when a new one comes around, I'm not very fucking happy. But
yeah, right.
you know, like
it's
it's
hundreds of years of systematic built that they've almost fed us so much bullshit that the littlest bullshit doesn't seem like bullshit, right? They're
Mhm.
like, well, it was only this much bullshit, not that much bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And red versus blue is fucking retarded, right? It's not even that anymore. It's literally become a game of right and wrong in my mind.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
most of them are wrong. Most of the blues and most of the reds, you're fucking wrong.
Yeah. If you lean too far, like if you're on either team, you're wrong. You know?
If you've been there for longer than a year, I think you're bought out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and you can agree with side both like pieces of each side. That doesn't make you like wrong, right? You don't have to be a Democrat and hate guns. You
Absolutely,
know?
right? Yeah. You could be, it's Colorado, bro. You could let your gays protect your drugs with your guns. It
Yeah.
works. It works just fine. Whatever. Anywho, red versus blue, they're splitting us. Don't be manipulated. It's
Yeah.
history of fucking manipulation is what it is.
That is.
Pounded in our head. And I feel like you still got to vote though. See, they've tricked us. It don't matter.
It's your civic duty and whatnot.
That's jury duty.
Oh,
That's what you're supposed to do.
one
And
of my
with that,
civic duties.
we're the end of days best friends. Matt already paid his civic duty, folks.
But to some, I'm Maurice.
And he's the space cowboy.
Sometimes a smoker and a joker.
I'm Michael. I'm still within the age draft that they announced, right? All eligible men. Not you. Matt did his time too. See, big.
Well,
Big-
you
He'll go
add
back.
on to your time when you serve. So yeah, it's whatever the draft ends plus your years of service. So
So do you think you did enough?
I don't give a fuck. I'm broken enough that I won't go back.
I'm not.
I got the bone spurs.
I'm just getting in better shape. I need to eat more cheeseburgers, I guess.
I've just learned enough to just not go fight in the King's Wars anymore, man.
It's all manipulation, folks. There is no red. There is no blue. Tribal. We're tribal. We got to quit that shit.
Mhm.
And with that, we are the end of days best friends. That's Matt.
And that's
I
Michael.
got him.
Oh,
got him.
you got me. I was like, holy shit, that threw me for a loop for a second, man.
You know what? That's for fucking up all my intros every time. Okay.
You gotta fuck up my exit. Fine.
Yeah. Like, subscribe, prizes. Still looking for the 100th. T-shirts, stickers. Might be more. Fuck it. I don't know. I'm always bored. And with that, we're out of here.
If you don't first subscribe, press your head.